Good morning.
Good morning.
I titled this presentation today, Be a Serial Entrepreneur. That's cereal with a C, for like breakfast cereal. I'll explain that in about 15 minutes. What you should know, though, that be a serial entrepreneur is a core value at Air BnB. It means not only be an entrepreneur, but be creative and be scrappy. Do more with less. And it's a big part of our story. But during this period, we had to find some solutions to finance the company and generate press. So after the convention, we had the contact information for many reporters who we had gotten in contact with and been featured with for the DNC. And we were thinking, how can we leverage those political reporters' contact details to get more press? And so the election was coming up very shortly in November, 2 months away. And we thought to ourselves, our name at the time was Airbed and Breakfast. We've done a lot with the airbeds. Maybe we should do more with the breakfast. And we came up with the idea to create a presidentially themed cereal, Obama-O's and Captain McCain's. And so the idea was, we created this concept, all original artwork designed, we got boxes printed, we even went to the supermarket and bought cereal and restuffed that cereal into our boxes, and we mailed 100 of each box to the reporters. And we thought, if we email them, they'll just delete the email. But if we send them a box like this, they're going to have to ask us questions. They're going to want to know, where did this come from? They're going to want to hear our story. And sure enough, it worked. Within a week of having done that, we were on CNN again, talking about the breakfast cereal. And actually, this became the #1 political video of the day and was featured on the homepage. And well, we had actually created 400 additional boxes of each. And we had made on our website a place where we were selling these boxes for $40 each. And that day when we were featured on the homepage, we sold a $40 box of cereal every 3 minutes. Within a week, we had sold $30,000 worth of cereal. And that's how we financed the company in the early days. Not ideal, and this is where the term be a serial entrepreneur comes from. This story right here. To be scrappy, to think creatively, and be entrepreneurial. We were basically at the point of asking ourselves, when should we give up? When should we quit? It's almost been a year now, and despite whatever we do, we're only making $200 a week. We can't seem to increase that. And one of our advisors said, you should apply to Y Combinator. Y Combinator is an accelerator program, very well known, run by Paul Graham. And our advisor had gone through this program himself. And he said, this would be really good for you. It'll really pull you together, get you focused. And we realized that up until now, although we had worked very hard, we still hadn't given it 100%. Meaning that I was moonlighting a little bit on the side. The other guys had some other commitments. I was in Boston, they were in San Francisco. We weren't 100% focused yet. And we realized that before we could quit, we had to say we gave it our best shot. So we agreed to try out for Y Combinator. You have to apply, and we were lucky enough to get an interview. And when you interview, it's a 5-minute interview. It goes really quick. And within 2 minutes into the interview, basically Paul Graham, the guy who runs this program, was trying to convince us to do something else. So our interview wasn't going very well. And then it was over 5 minutes later. And as we were walking out, Joe took out of his bag a box of the Obama-O's and gave it to PG. And he said, what's this? Did you buy this for me? And we said, no, we made this. And he says, I don't understand. So we told him the story of the cereal. And he loved that story so much because it proved to him that we were scrappy and resourceful. And he has this very well-known quote about the importance of being like a cockroach, basically being unkillable and very scrappy. And so because of that story, he led us into the program. And that's when things began to change. We got super focused